I know the season just ended. A lot of ups and downs. How would you characterize this year, looking back?
Obviously we, felt like, we were a playoff team. Feel like we dropped a lot of games, early on in the season. Felt like the second half of the season was much better, especially defensively. I think, we really came together. I thought we finished the season out, fairly strong as well. Most definitely, I think we would have liked to win, more games.
At what point in the season did you feel like you had a full grasp of the system and you were in sync in terms of how you normally play?
I think probably, it's probably fair to say, maybe midway, through the season. Took a lot of punches, early on in the year, but I've been doing this a long time. So, you just keep coming to work, keep trying to get better, and just, stick with your teammates through it all. So, I felt like I did that for the most part, and, felt like I finished the season, fairly strong.
I know we're coming off of a loss in this game, but you coming back to the city of New Orleans, you've finished this first season now. What can you say about your return here to the city?
It's been a blessing. A lot of home-cooked meals. Just bumping into people that I haven't seen in years. I just saw one of my uncles working at the gate, before the game, and I hadn't seen him since, my Willie Hall days. So, definitely grateful. Had a chance to play with a lot of guys that, I've always admired. From DeMario to Alvin, Lat, Cam. So, a lot of great figures. For New Orleans. So. It's been a blessing for me, definitely humbling for sure.
You signed a multi-year deal, so you'll be here next year. Do you look at this team and see a team that can ascend quickly with the talent that you all have there? There's change in every team every year, but nonetheless, there's still going to be core pieces there.
Yeah. I think with the way we finished the season, this year, I think it's a lot of positive momentum, for us, and it's a lot of motivation as well. Going into the off season. So, I think, each man individually, just has to commit to that, going forward. But I do believe that, and I personally believe that, we do have a pretty good football team. It didn't always look like that throughout the season. But, I think we all kind of bonded together, came together, and coaches as well. I felt like as the season went along, we began to play harder, not just for each other, but for our coaches as well. So, I think all of those things are positives.
A few weeks ago, I asked you the question about the lack of turnovers. In the last few weeks, you all have really picked it up, starting to, force turnovers, especially you being the leader on that. Can you talk about, what the stigma is from the defensive backfield and how y'all made that start to work?
Well, I think coming into the season, I think we realized that, we're a really talented group. And I think we all had kind of, high expectations to, not just lead our team in turnovers, but be, one of the leaders, in turnovers, with the whole NFL. And, the ball doesn't always bounce your way. But, like I said, we just continue to come to work, each and every day. Our coaches continue to coach us the same way. And, if you just stick with something long enough, the ball will tend to bounce your way, here and there. But, it's definitely a positive, being able to create turnovers, give your offense short fields. And it's usually like a team, morale booster as well. Anytime you're able to kind of make those plays. So, hopefully, we can make, a lot more of those plays, next year.
Coach says that besides finishing some tackles, aside from finishing some tackles that you all played well defensively today, what do you make of today's defensive performance, especially when Carolina's passing it?
Well, I think coming into the week, us, as a secondary, I think we kind of understood we were like, 2 or 3, as far as like, passing yards allowed per game. So, we just set a goal for ourselves that, we weren't going to let these guys throw for more than, 120. Obviously, throwing the ball wasn't in their game plan. I felt like those guys stuck with the run a lot more. But, I think it's always a good feeling, when you can hit a goal that you set for yourself or for your unit, So I feel like all of us kind of covered well, played hard. Roby made some good plays. Obviously Lat and Lante, but just felt like we came together, as far as that goes today.
What's the biggest thing that you think you guys as a team will carry over from this year into next year?
Oh man, just starting the right way. Like I said, I felt like early in the season we let a few games get away from us. Games that we felt like we were in control of. I could probably name 4 or 5 of those games. Where if one of us makes a tackle or one of us makes the play, we win that game. So, it's high expectations and it's high standards, but I think we're all capable of it. So, I'll probably say just not pressing as much, to start the season. Just kind of letting it all flow and letting it all come together. But, definitely, like I said earlier, it's a lot of motivation for us, because a lot of games we lost, we weren't out those games. We had a chance to win them. So, it's just kind of keeping that in your mind, as you're working out this off season, coming back in OTAs, just trying to keep that spirit, high as you can.
Hey, Tyrann, how frustrating has that been, though, just being so close in so many games?
It's definitely frustrating. I think, each man in that room, coaches including, none of us, likes to lose, but like I said, it's a lot of positive that, we could take from this season, from those losses. I think it's a lot of motivation. So, sometimes, you have to go through these kind of things to kind of, see your potential and like see your true self. So, we had our fair share of adversity, this season. And I think it's gonna make gold out of us, So, we just got to believe in that.
Tyrann, we kind of talked about this earlier this week. But do you feel like you were starting to make the Tyrann Mathieu type of plays, and you had a pick today in the forced fumble down by the goal line? Do you feel like you're kind of starting to find it toward the end of the season?
Yeah, most definitely. Like I said, every now and then the ball has to, bounce your way. Quarterbacks have to, throw it at you and give you an opportunity to make a play. But, I think as the season went on, I just stopped pressing. I think, you want to be able to make every play and make every tackle. And sometimes you make none. And so, I think, a lot of times you just have to let the game come to you, and not try to, press it or rush it. So, I thought as the season went on, I was kind of able to, do a better job of that. And, my coaches and teammates were like always encouraging, as well too. So, I think all of that kind of helped me,